Hello, this is a SIMULINK tutorial to solve any form of ordinary differential equation. SIMULINK is developed by MathWorks and it's a graphical programming environment for modeling, simulating, and analyzing multi-domain dynamic systems. Moreover, it's an extension to MATLAB. So, to use SIMULINK, first start running MATLAB. Here's MATLAB version 2014. Then Simulink is an extra toolbox that runs on the top of MATLAB. And to start this, either type Simulink here in the command window or just clicking on the Simulink library and you will get the Simulink interface. Then start a new Simulink model by clicking here. You will see the new model and you will get this window. The example that we are going to solve is showing here. As you can see here, here's the dependent variable, which is y, and the independent variable, which is time, and you have the full equation, which is 4 cosine 2t plus 5y plus 1. And let's just start with the most difficult formula or function, which is 4 cosine 2t. So first we need to insert time and Simulink, then multiply this time by 2, then cosine of this 2t, and then multiply it by 4. So it's a step-by-step solution. Let's go to Simulink library and the model, and time is representative by Simulink with the clock block. So let's go to sources. You will get the clock. This clock basically is time. Then we need 2t, so we need to multiply it by 2, and the multiplication block is showing in commonly used block. Just search for the gain that gives the multiplication, any multiplication factor. So by default it gives you 1, so you can double click on it and you can change this one to any number you want, and in our case just 2. Then okay, so by connecting time with the gain or this 2, it will give you 2t. Then we need to insert cosine. Cosine, you can go to the math operations, search for the any trigonometric function, which is showing here the sine 1, drag it here in this Simulink window, double click, you can change it to cosine or any function you want. And we need to cosine 2t, so this is basically 2t. Just connecting them will give you the cosine of 2t. So you can double click on this line and name it for simplicity. So we have here 2t, then we need to cosine this 2t. Then we have let's go back to our equation. So we finished with this cosine 2t. We need to multiply the resultant of this by 4, and this can be done by again using the multiplication factor, which is basically the gain. So let's go back to common use block, just drag the gain and double click on it, changing to 4. So this is basically cosine 2t. Then we need to multiply it by 4. So before entering the gain, we have cosine 2t, then the resultant of the gain is 4 cosine 2t. So we are done with the first function. So the other function is 5y, and we know is after the integration we get y is a function of time, so we need to insert the integrator, and from the commonly used block search for the integrator. This one basically is the integrator, so what's coming in will be integrated and the resultant of it will be y basically in our case. So we need 5y, so we need the resultant of this and multiply it by 5. So again we need the gain, and let's change it to 5, and then multiply the y by 5. So this is basically is double click on it to name it. So this is y, so this will be the 5y. And now we need also a constant of 1, and since it's just a constant, you will have a block that's named as constant. So double click on it, you can change it to any value you want. So we got the three main functions, the 4 cosine 2t, the 5y, and 1. And between these functions we have a pluses, so we need to add 4 cosine 2t, we need to add also 5y and 1, then integrate the result. And this can be done by inserting the block that has the summation. So it has by default two inputs only, although we need how many? We need three main inputs. We need to add 1, we need to add the 4 cosine 2t, and we need to add the 5y as well. So double click on it, just add a new sum or new plus, so you'll get a 3 inputs. So we need to insert 1, we need to insert the 5y, and we need also to insert the 4 cosine 2t. So the resultant of the sum should be integrated. So the resultant of this should be integrated. Also, we need to display the result. So this can be done by inserting from sources. We have things, yeah, from things, sorry. We have this display window, and also we need a scope. The difference between them, scope will give you the plot. You will see how function y is changing with time, so we need to connect y to it. And also display, it will give you the numerical value at a certain time. So also by connecting, here is the input, so just connecting for y, you will display the number. Before that, we have, let's go back to our equation. We have an initial condition, which is the y at time is equal to 0 is a value of 1. So you can insert the initial condition by SIMULINK through clicking on the integrator and change the initial condition to a value of 1. Then assemble as a program, just run it, and let's wait for the result to be shown and display, and also on the scope. So our result is completed. So this is the value, this is the y at time basically is equal to 10. This is showing the time, and you can change it to any value you want. And by clicking on scope, double click on it, you will see how the figure looks like. The y is changing with time, and before that you need just to scale the equation. So this is the trend of y changing with time. So this is the end of the tutorial, and hope you enjoy it and like it. Thank you for your listening.